Hey everybody, this is Grace, and it's kind of windy, so pardon if you hear some noise, a lot of noise. But I'm going to this video I'm going to talk about how Adam, the man, older than I, put it in this kind of situation we went through, along the lines more of being the featured stars in. Not featured, but stars in a psychological thriller. And this is a ongoing kind of little series. I think this is the 4th video about, well, this one is about a vet. And the way Adam described it, the way I've described it up to this point, the actual building itself, the place, the business, was the way I saw it. Okay. Last night was Tuesday night, and this happened Saturday morning. And last night was Tuesday night, and he was still talking about it. I think he moved past, like I mentioned in the last video, that he had moved past the anger, being angry. But last night, he's still talking about it since then, and it's moved more into just a total shock, of the way things were there. The whole situation all around. He's still talking about it. Now, for him, he's not like that. He's a man of few words, and really doesn't talk that much about things. But this has really creeped him out. Creep is the word. He says creepy. It was so creepy that he tends to use. But he usually just isn't afraid of anything. We're both strong-bodied. You don't have to be strong-bodied, but strong-minded too. So yeah. Okay. Now, I don't want to go through the whole scene, but this is a separate video, so I'm going to mention this is about going to a new vet, because at the vet we've always had before for our dog Marmaduke, it wasn't the kind of situation you want to reward bad behavior. So we found a new vet, and we took the dog Marmaduke to the vet on Saturday. And strange things were happening. Adam said that in the video before, Adam had said that the dog Marmaduke had been warning us that this is evil. So now Adam's talking about how he sees it, and like I said, it's kind of like a psychological thriller. It made me think of a particular movie, but I never watched that whole movie, so I'm not sure. And the part I want to point out is that I was driving, okay, and Marmaduke was acting, the dog, was acting like a total nutcase, and Adam wasn't any better, and it was very stressful, just trying to get there. It was new to us, new place, and it was hidden, as Adam called it. It was secluded, and it was strange, because it's kind of like what you're seeing right now, in an area like what you're seeing right now. So, and to be behind a bunch of woods, and now I only have mentioned so far what I saw. Like I was saying, what in the world is that car doing? Did you see all that? And that I was driving, my eyes are focused on the road, the other drivers, and I'm trying to get, say, from north to south, but I have to cross two look at this car, believe it or not, but I had to cross roads that were going east and west, and they had 3 on each side to go in each direction. So it's a straight shot that I had to do, and there was traffic, so I was having to watch the traffic. And then once we got there, so watching the traffic, I'm not seeing everything around, all that Adam would see, because he's free to look around. He's not driving. That, like the trees and the building and the this and that. So I'm watching for traffic. All right. And once we get there, our appointment was at 11. It was 11. So I went straight in to let them know that we're there, and to see if they had somebody that could help us get the dog out of the back of the SUV, because it's an older dog, and a lot of problems getting it in and out of the SUV. And usually that's what the other one did, at least. And so I just went straight into the building after, having to park and tight spots, and the place it was a new place, and it wasn't all that easy to get in it. And so I'm focused, okay, you see, on the driving part, and then going in there and telling them we're here, So I'm not looking around, I'm not walking around. I'm just doing straightforward what needs to be done right then. And so that's an important part to point out, Because now Adam wasn't. Adam was freer to do things and see things, and even after we got there. So now Adam described this last night, how it looked, the place. When we got back out, it was just me driving back home. He said the place was so strange. The way he said it was like camouflaged by these trees from the road, like they purposefully did that. And I had said that what little I was able to see, that was what the feeling I had too. But he went into more detail, and that, you know, it was so deep into this, like they were hiding the building. I mean, why would you hide a business? You know, they didn't really want for, you know, people to see it. And like I said, it could have been some kind of city ordinance. You never know. But, you know, the fence, I don't know. And he said that because he, at one point, Adam had handed me the paperwork to do once we got in there. And Marmaduke was doing such crazy stuff. And I said, why don't you take him outside? And I'll, you know, then when the appointment is, I'll let you know, and you can come back in with him, because he was barking really loud. This is a big dog, doing more than barking, and so he seemed like relieved. So he did. You know, Adam has his own mind, but he was so frustrated. So, you know, just it blew him away, the whole scene. Like I said, he saw more than I did, because mine was the focus, getting this paperwork done, driving there. So he was seeing more, and he was freaked out. It was more to him like, you know, me saying, why don't you go outside with the dog? You know, he had him on a leash. Okay, Marmaduke on a leash. It was more like, you know, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I could do that. Because he was so frustrated, you know, with the dog, and just flustered and all that. Which I could see, because, like I said, and now I can see more of it, because he starts telling me what he had seen and I didn't see because I was focused. It was creepy. And that's the word he kept using, how creepy it was. He said even when he took the dog back outside, he said that Marmaduke was throwing a fit. When I was inside, Marmaduke was throwing a fit. And before that, I knew that because I was in the SUV, how Marmaduke was acting really strange all the way there. Now, Marmaduke didn't know where he was going. This is new to us, you know. But the closer we got, the weirder the dog got. Okay? With his throwing this weird nutcase thing. But Adam said that when he tried to get him out, he was in the SUV Marmaduke was throwing this fit in the SUV. He was throwing when he got out of the SUV. He was throwing when Adam said, you know, I knew inside because I was inside. Then when I suggested Adam go outside and with Marmaduke, he said he was just going crazy, Marmaduke. And the total nutcase, like I said. So, where did I leave off? There was some weird, again, somebody driving strange. But, yeah, so Adam was seeing this as, you know, that Marmaduke going so crazy later, you know, when Adam was telling him about it, he said that, again, he said this about the dog was warning us that this place is evil. And then Adam went into more detail saying it was evil where he was standing. I could see him from where I was sitting, filling out the paperwork. I could see Adam outside behind this, you know, on the other outside with Marmaduke, and I could see it through a big window. And Adam just looked like he was totally, I don't even know what to say, but he would, you know, he had said that he was pretty much freaked out, you know. He said there was some strangeness outside behind this new place now, newish. This building, he said, and I kept looking around, and I'm like, I don't even want to be out here. And like I said, we're strong-minded and strong-bodied. And he said, I don't want to be out here. This is too strange. And he said, I saw something, and I thought I should go and see what in the world it is, you know, some kind of building or something. He said, but he didn't want to because he was afraid. He said it was really made him feel, you know, fear. You know, seriously, a business making you feel, you know, for a vet office, make you feel that much. I wasn't out there. I did not go out there to that part, so I have no idea really, you know, how bad it was and all that. It was his way of describing it. But I had only really seen what I could while I was trying to focus on driving. And I asked him more. I said, I told him what I saw, and I said, was it really that deep in there? He said, oh yes, it was. You know, and I said, well, what was behind it? And he told me about that really creepy building, you know, structure. I think he said structure. And I said, well, what was behind that? I said, were there other businesses? Did the road go on, you know, to other business or something? He said, no. He said, it was just all trees. And he said, that was creepy too, the way it was. But it was kind of like you're going in the middle of the day, you know, I think it was 11 o'clock, like you're driving into something that all of a sudden gets very dark and the trees are hanging over, you know, like you're in a psychological thriller. And I've already done videos about how they behaved once we got there. And when Adam was telling me about this last night, talking again about it every night, and since then, I told him, I said that, you know, the way the vet herself, she was around 60, 65 years old, I'd say, the way she kind of told me, and there was no reason, no purpose for her to tell me this, that she doesn't usually work there, that this is just one office she comes to every once in a while. I have no idea why she felt the need to tell me that. And he said, yeah, there was no reason for her to say that to you. I said, maybe she was kind of warning me, or trying to say, hey, help me out of here, these people are crazy, or something. But you know, that was kind of joking, but you never know with the way that it was. And you know, he says, yeah, he said that would be totally odd for somebody to, for a vet to tell me that, you know. You know, he went into more detail also about how it was making him feel. He said when he went in there, he said that woman, that vet tech that was sergeant charge attitude and demanding that we do this and demanding that we do that for Marmaduke. And not even a sales pitch, but a demand pitch. More like, there's no such thing, but you get what I'm saying. Adam said it was making his blood boil. That was his term for it. You know, blood boil. And I could see that he was angry. Now, you know, I'm not young. I've been around people a lot. And to me, when this isn't 100 across the board, one size doesn't fit all. But when men get angry, and he was angry, his blood was boiling, as he said. He was so angry and frustrated and all that by that woman, you know, not just that woman, a lot of things. That men, when they're angry, it seems to me, and this is how I've said for years, and it's not my right terminology, I think it is, though, to say that when men get angry, it reverberates through their whole body, you know, their whole body, head to toe. And you can see the anger. Their fist might even get tight. They might even get, you know, their whole body tightens up. Like they're ready to go on to the attack, you know, physical attack. Not everybody, like I said. And women can do that too, but I've seen it more in men. And with women, it seems like it's more that, you know, the men tense up and all, but the women, it's, you know, like me, I'm a woman, so it's more like our, it's in our head. Our head, and maybe some would say our heart, but also breathing. You know, our breathing gets heavier. This is what I've noticed. Like I said, not 100%, not everybody, but, and our eyes shoot darts at the person. And it's not like we're ready to hit, you know, to physically harm somebody. No, but our hands might be shaking and tensing up, and your body tensing and all that, breathing hard. Yeah, and it usually comes out through our words, okay, or our eyes. And I'm sitting there and I'm seeing Adam doing that anger thing. Was not a good thing. I was sitting down once I got in there, you know, with the dog into the little room. Yeah, and Adam was all tense and everything. But now, after he told me every other thing, I'm not excusing any kind of bad behavior. He didn't do anything really bad. He just kept it on the side and so angry. And let me do all the talking, as usual. But when he told me all this, the rest of it, I was like, wow, yeah. You know, like I said in the video, I'm stern in that way of, I sit my, you know, I don't walk in sergeant charge like that woman. If somebody tries to step on my boundaries, I'm very stern, very stand my ground. You know, they come in all bossy and like they're the authoritarian. Is it authoritarian? Yeah. You know, and demanding this and demanding that. I don't do voices that great. Yeah, I'm stern and firm. No, no, this is how it's going to go. At that point, this is how it's going to go. This is, you're not, you know, I'm not saying you're not stepping on my boundaries, but I don't allow it. I really don't. Now, it's taken me years, you know, I'm 55 years old, since I was young, seeing this kind of behavior far too often, and not just, this is Texas. I'm Texan, born and raised. I've seen it in other states because I've lived in other states, and I've seen it in various places. I've traveled a lot, and I've seen it. Just some people, not everybody. Nope. And in fact, it's more like a fraction, a small fraction of people. But when I do, it takes time. But there was one time, you know, I'm talking about how women, you know, we women tend to do when we're angry. But one time, it totally took me aback. This one time that something happened, and it was a new job for me. And this woman, I was in the lunchroom. It was my lunchtime, and this woman, she come walking up to me. I did not know her, never met her, had no clue who she was. And she walked up to me in the break room. She was an employee. You know, I didn't know that at the time until she started talking. But her nose, her nostrils were flaring like a bull. She looked like a bull. Isn't the bull? Yeah, a bull. Her nostrils were actually flaring. Seriously, like you see when you see things about bulls. Yeah. You know, and I was so taken back by this woman, because I was sitting down and she was standing up and walked toward me, that I didn't respond like I would. It was just so, I was in shock that somebody would come up to me and she was saying stuff. I said, I didn't know who she was. I don't know what she was talking about. And yeah, you know, it was like, now those kinds of situations that totally new, you know, yeah, and I think that was something that would never happen again. Nobody's ever going to come walking up to me looking like a bull and with nostrils flaring. And I wouldn't know what to say. But some situations are so bizarre, you know, you're so stunned. And maybe that was what was going on with Adam. He was so stunned by the way, you know, Marmaduke was acting and the way the place looked. Yeah, I'm sure he'll probably keep talking about it because it's still like, it's truly bothering him, really. And like I said, the way Adam was describing, I can't do all of what he said, you know, justice, really. Except at one point I said, you know what it made me think of, like I was saying earlier, that it made me think of a movie. I had not watched the whole movie, but from what I understand, it was, or I don't even know if I watched it at all. It was, I just remember little, maybe snippets on TV, trailer or something. That Pet Cemetery, is it called Pet Cemetery? There was more than one, wasn't there? But yeah, you know, I'm guessing what is about, you know. It's creepy. That it made me think that before Adam was telling me, actually, you know, I had that feeling that I was even, what little I was able to see, I was even creeped out. Okay. So, as I was saying, this doesn't happen very often, but lately, with Adam and I, lately, as the world changed over these 37 years so much, especially lately, and I think a lot of people who are online can relate to that, too, is the trolls doing really strange things. You know? But anyway, there's more to this story, and I'm going to do another video. Like I said, there's something I want to say in my words about when people get too, you know, how I see things like this. And I know it's called intellectualization. I do know that. And I worry about myself doing that. But I can see this, and I take it, that's how I study for my comps, by the way. But I can turn it into something that I, you know, a little more, I don't know, scholarly maybe, about when people are used to their culture, their environment, where they live, things being wrong, you know, totally bizarre, you know, businesses think that they control you. When they live in that culture for their whole life, maybe, or lives, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm going to do a whole video on that eventually. I don't know what will happen between now and then, but yeah, but I don't do all of my videos in one day. Sometimes I do more than one. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I'm going to go in the store. Let's see what happens in there. If you want to, I'm not going in thinking something will, but it tends to. If you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, click the circle. And if you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles, like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would. And I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.